So this morning we're up and feeling a little bit better. Still got a little bit of that stuffiness, but we feel a whole lot better. We're still going to try and keep everything home. We are taking Jeremiah to piano lessons. That's one-on-one type stuff, so not a big deal. I guess I'll keep you posted.
We're here, so right now I'm looking directly at you in my camera, but I can't really see my face. So it's natural when I'm talking to you to look at my display screen. So on my iPhone, I hit that little circle button. Greg Payton's one of the best audiovisual pastors in the state. And what he's talking about is something that you'll notice in my videos is my eyes will go back and forth. I'm looking at the screen and at the camera sometimes when I do these videos. But this is good stuff for our pastors in Montana for this Sundays, the next couple Sundays coming up. Yeah. Flip the camera around.
Well, hello. It is day 2 of our staying in the house week. We're getting a little bit better over our colds, so that's good. I think I mentioned that earlier today. But I got a few things that I want to share from a small church perspective. I've said earlier, you got to take your unique situation into account. Just because the bigger communities and towns are doing things doesn't mean that you have to do them too. And then we're going to carry that idea on. We always live stream our service. I think it's important to pastor your people even when they're not there. As a pastor, you've been called to a specific location, and it's important that you speak to your people each week. We get into this mindset that it's okay if they watch somebody else's message, and I think that's great. I encourage my people to watch other messages during the week, but they need to hear from their pastor each week. And so if you are not live streaming as a small town pastor, you need to really do that. You need to really consider adding that option. This week we are going to do something a little bit different. We are going to have church, but we're going to live stream the entire service, and we're going to have it pared down a little bit, so that if there are people who just really want to come, then they can come. But we're going to encourage everybody to stay home and watch the live stream service. The reason that I'm not going to just cancel it altogether, in my particular context, I don't think it is helpful. We have found that when other churches cancel church, when they cancel their services, we've seen other people thank us for not doing that. Since I've been here almost 15 years now, we've canceled church one time. That was because I had the flu and it was a really bad ice storm. Very rarely would we ever cancel church altogether. So I know a lot of churches are experimenting, trying to figure out how to do something like that. I don't expect to have a lot of people there Sunday, but we will still be able to get together. So I'm going to encourage anybody who's sick, anybody who has been asked to self-quarantine, anything like that, to just jump online and watch our live service, because it is important for me as their pastor to talk to them each week. The other thing that I wanted to kind of mention and talk about as a small church pastor, we'll deal with this, I'll probably talk about this in another couple of days when I solidify my thoughts a little bit more. But I think we need to be careful as Americans when we just let the government tell us what to do. And what I mean by that is, I don't know how many of you remember how many liberties we lost and how many rights and just little things that we gave up after September 11th. Air travel is horrible now. This real ID issue, there's so much that we have given up in the name of so-called safety because of September 11th. this will just be another opportunity for the government to take more freedoms from us. And I don't think that we need to overreact, hoping that they will keep us safe. You are going to die. You are going to face judgment. And without Christ, that judgment is going to be bad. That judgment demands hell. Nobody gets out of this life alive. That's a guarantee. And so why would we give up everything here to try and stay safe when we know that's not even a possibility? Doesn't make sense. Like I said, these are early thoughts, and I'll probably talk about it more as I solidify those thoughts a little bit. But I think it's important that we don't let fear cause us to give up freedoms. Just look at what's happening in China right now. Not good. Look at the communist countries. It's not good. We as Americans still have the ability to tell our government no. And even though this is a scary time, and I think there's wisdom in listening to a lot of the medical profession. I have a background in medicine, so yeah, we need to be careful about how we spread this, but it should not be government mandated. No matter how much I want people to listen, it should not be government mandated. Anyway, those are just some thoughts. Sitting in the house, we've been playing Legend of Zelda and doing some different things, and so it's just kind of been one of those weeks.